Hey folks, Jonathan here. Had a hard time finding two rims that matched, and for the front, and I finally got these two together. I've got them sprayed with filler primer. I'm going to probably put another coat on them and then sand them and try to get them ready to paint. But you know, I had two that I showed everybody, and there's the other one, but it turned out that it was 5-inch, and the one was 5.5. So I had a buddy of mine bring me one that had a tire on it, and I took it off, and it happened to match the 5.5 one I had. So I finally got two rims. I actually ended up with there's one that's 16, and I ended up with a 16.5 that I had out back, but I was just having trouble finding two that matched. So finally got our two rims, and so once I get these done and get some paint on them, we can get the tires on it, and we'll get these on the front of the 55, and we're going to we got some parts in for the rat rod belt too. I want to show you. Okay, I haven't cleaned our rear end housing off yet, but I did get our perches in, and of course these will go on the bottom side. But quick weld ons, they're only 12 bucks, so I went ahead and got new ones. I could have used the old ones, but the problem you run into after you cut them off, of course, is they're a little bigger, and they're a little closer. What we're going to try to do, it's sort of going to help us out, because you can see the difference in height. It's actually going to lower it 1/2 inch. The reason I say that is they go on the bottom, they go above the spring. So that'll actually help us lower it. But what we'll do is we'll get it all cleaned up really good. Get this on, get the U-bolts on, and on the rear end. And then once we get it measured out, get our pinion angle, which is the angle that your pinion heads toward the back of your transmission. But we get all of it right, and then we'll weld these on. And they should be high enough, and should be enough room that we can weld them on without having to, you know, pull the springs and stuff back off. And we'll see how that works out. We'll get some good heat on it, get some good weld, just so they don't twist. I mean, and they've been known to twist before. But and on wreckers, believe it or not, I've built quite a few wreckers, and I've changed rear ends around the wreckers. I don't like to use these style. I like to use the solid ones. And the reason I say that is I've actually crushed a set of these one time. You know, when you hook a cable up from the boom down to something, you're really getting some good traction. And I actually crushed one end of this and twisted the rear around in a truck one time. So, but for this thing, it's so light, it's never going to hook up that good. So, but them will work. And then we got these pieces, and as you can see, there's a little bit of rust on them. What happened is the other day, or actually yesterday, I think it was, they brought them and dropped them off, and as you can see in the bag, the moisture. Believe it or not, I'm not going to say, but the delivery guy, I won't say which delivery guy it is or which company it is, but they like to just bring stuff out here and then and just toss it. I don't know how water gets in the bags, but they bring the stuff out and just sit it on whatever truck is closest, and then they leave it. And of course it was raining good, and or actually I think it was the day before yesterday, and it wasn't raining when they dropped it, but I was out on a tow, so I didn't get back here in time, and it rained on it. But this is our welding bungs, and what we'll do is we'll cut the back of this. This will slide up in the hole. Supposedly it will. These are supposed to be 1 inch inside, and they'll get welded on. These are going to go to the side of the frame. You know, we're going to split these and open them up, and I'll show you that here shortly. But I went ahead and bought them with 3/4 shank, 3/4 bolts, which was the heaviest they had. There's no use, you know, getting the lighter and smaller stuff on this. If you're going to do it and make it strong, you just will. You know, it's just about the same price to order the heavier stuff than what it is the lighter stuff. And you can even get these in aluminum, and this is steel, of course. But we're going to, like I said, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to weld a piece in, a temporary piece from here across. That'll keep this from twisting anywhere. It'll stay exactly where it's at. And then what we're going to do is come to an equal point on each side, and we're going to V it out, and we're going to bend these out. We're going to bring them out, and what we'll do is we'll measure from the center point here, or we can go from the center of the kingpin, and we'll cross measure it and actually try to get, you know, these ends exactly where we want them, and should be, you know, right at 32 inches apart, or, you know, we'll come up with a number to put them apart. And of course we'll have these on the end, and we may leave our piece in there, our temporary piece in there, until we get it mounted in the truck and the day of the build. And that way everything will stay, you know, good and straight and where we want it, and then when we cut it loose, it should be fine if it all works out right. And then I'm going to go ahead and build the cross member that goes here. It's actually going to go back here and have a piece comes out that mounts on here, and I will build it and have it ready to put it in the truck the day of the build. And of course, you know, I won't put it in before then, but you know, I will go ahead and build it, and hopefully that'll work out. You know, it's just all it is a perch that sticks out that just bolts to, and then a good heavy cross member we're going to cross. I'll make it the width of the frame. We'll get this right in the center, and that should work out just fine. So anyway, we'll do a little bit more work on these rims, and then we'll try to get this you know, brace welded in, cut apart, and then we'll get to work on it and see what we can get done. Alright, show you more. Alright folks, beginning to get really dark on me, but I'm going to show you what I welded in. I just used an old, this is for like an old racking material, but it's about an inch and a half. But I've got it welded in. I went ahead and welded it in really good. Don't want it moving. You know, we're going to, of course, cut into here and bend these out this way. So we're ready to go ahead and slice the center now and make sure nothing moves. But, you know, this will get torched back out and ground down. I just don't want to take any chances on it moving at all. So we've got it, like I said, we got it welded good. So, all right, we're going to get it doing the rest of it here, and I'll show you as I go. Okay, after we welded that in, what I done was actually go ahead and cut the piece out, as you can see here. And I guess I could have went closer toward the end, but it really don't matter. But we're going to grind these and get them good and straight and even, and we'll actually bevel them, so we'll get a good weld on them. They fit in with 1 inch on the OD on these bungs, but they're a little bit loose, which is no problem because we're going to get this good and straight. So we can just push up against it hard. I got my other 2 rims painted. We're going to let them sit, and probably the rest of the day and dry, and then we'll get the tires on them, and we're going to try to get them on the front of the old 55, and look a whole lot better if we get them all 4 on anyway. All right. Okay folks, we've got the front ones ready to go. I hadn't cleaned the blue off the white letters yet. I want to let that paint, you know, cure a while longer before I go to putting anything chemically on it. But anyway, we'll see if we can't get these on here in a little bit. And we're working on that front end too, so I'll show you some of it shortly. Okay folks, I want to show you here what we've done on the front end so far. Actually, we split it and just V-notched it here. Little open, but I'd rather have it a little open than too much, and we'll grind it, and a little bit of a gap's never going to hurt anything. You can get more weld in there. You know, if you don't have any gap, you need to V it out real good. But I actually took this level, and this old, just a good straight edge, and clamped it, and then measured it exactly from kingpin on this side and centered it to this edge, and then from that kingpin to this edge. So I've made this edge the center line all the way back. And then what I've done is I put a piece of black tape here, and I went to the back edge of the tape on this edge, and I measured from here, and I cross measured it both ways, and from here to the kingpin, until I had it exactly perfect. And what that's going to do, that's going to allow me to go from this edge out to my radius rod and get them exactly the same, you know, straight back. And once I get that, and we know the height's right on it, I'm going to get it welded. And then once that's done, I'm going to cut some pieces that reinforce these corners. And the tire don't actually come into that corner. It actually comes in right at back here. So we're going to be able to make a piece that caps over. That'll strengthen that up really good. Okay folks, I've got all 4 wheels on the truck now. I finished some ones up, and all the lug nuts, beauty rings, and some of the lug nuts, they actually don't match. They're nice and new, but I mean, well, new looking anyway, but you know, you can see the ends don't match, but I don't think anybody will notice that. I can probably swap some around and get them all to look right on each wheel. Did get the bed just sitting on it. I got some boards laying there. That's probably going to be boards for the rat rod build for the bed and it, just rough cut oak and such, but just sitting on there, and both wheels on. We haven't really done much more to this one, but we will eventually here. But there's the other one. Not everybody's liking, but I like them. I always did like the, you know, the original steel wheels, and these ones here are, you can see, are narrow, and then ones are wider. Them are 8s. These are actually 5.5s. And total cost of the wheels, I've got $40 in the beauty rings. I've got $20 in the back rims. One front rim was given to me. The other front rim come out from under the 57 Chevy truck. I bought 1 pack of lug nuts, and I don't quite remember what they were, how much they were, but I had some lug nuts. Them are the 1/2 inch, you know, like the car style. And the tires I had, so I mean, I've got right around probably $100, maybe a little less in them. So, you know, that's wheels and tires, but of course I had the tires on different stuff. And I haven't cleaned these up yet, and got, you know, they're actually raised white letter, outline white letters, and I just haven't cleaned them yet. But I think it looks fine like it is. But, you know, like I said, less than $100 for the full set. And, you know, even if I had $100 in the rims and beauty rings and stuff itself, it's still not a bad price. I mean, you don't have to spend a lot of money to make something look decent anyway. And like I said, everyone may not like them either, but I mean, the point is this is not what I was envisioning when I done it. But people that look at it don't know that. So, you know, when it's all done, they are just going to think that that's what my plan was to start with. My plan was to put some cheap wheels on it, and you know, that's what I done. So it just works out that way. And you know, nobody knows what your plans was to start with anyway. So we're gonna get back on this front end, and I'll show you more. All right, folks, I want to give you a little hint on something. You probably remember, or some of you, the last time before the rat rod build, just a little ways before it, we dropped a 6.2 diesel in a Honda car from about 60 feet. I got 5 airbags here, but I need 15 more, and I've got them. I just got to get them off, and I'm not going to tell you what we're going to do, but I think everybody's going to enjoy it. Okay, folks, we got it where we want it. We've got it welded. I'm actually going to go, of course, I'm going to take some round tubing, and I am actually going to slice it in a way that I can go over top of this and actually bring this out a little ways, and that'll really strengthen it up good. And I'll cut the wheels here. I'll show you where we're at with our tire. And so our tire is back here, so that gives us plenty of room up here to work with it, and we'll get it good and strong so we don't have to worry about it. Last thing we want is the front end parts breaking. And then I've got the other one welded in now. These are not, they're 32 at this end, but they're actually 34 at the other. They're both kicking out 1 inch, and I've done that for a reason, because our frame is right about 33 inches, and I wanted to make sure that we was going to be able to clear if we needed to go on a little bit up on the sides of the frame, which I doubt we will, but I mean it'll still work out just fine. We'll make our brackets for the back to bolt up to the frame. And what I did to cross measure this, I came back and I put a piece of tape exactly where the well, no necessarily mark, but or measurement, but the same exact measurement as this side, because I just wanted them to be the same. And now I'm going to remeasure, come back close, and then we're going to grind and bevel that, and we'll go ahead and get these welded in. And they're threaded. You know, this threads in, and then this lock nut will keep it from moving. And that'll give us some adjustment, not a lot, but I mean a little bit. And we should be fine. I think our plates we make for the side, I want to have multiple holes in them, and that go up and down. And not only that, but you know, we're going to be welding them on where we need them anyway, but we want to be able to get all the angles right on this. I don't want, you know, we're not trying to build something that just because we're trying to do it in a day, and just because we're going to take it down the road and spin the tires once and give it away, that don't mean we're making it not to be safe, first of all, and second, not to be, you know, drivable. We want whoever gets it to be able to take it out and drive it and do what they want with it. And so I think it's going to turn out just fine as long as we, you know, strengthen this up a little bit. And I think it'll look good when we're done. I've got an idea on how I want to do it. So, all right, let me get it back at it. I'm going to get the back done here and get these bungs welded in, and then we'll move over to reinforcing the radius rods. All right. So, okay, folks, I've got everything lined up where I want it, and everything welded up. The only thing I've got to do now is the bracing for the side. So we'll do it next time. And what else? We're going to put the mufflers inside of the side pipes, and I'm going to put 2.5 inch in and out glass packs inside of it, because we don't want it, you know, we want it loud, but we don't want it so loud you can't drive it. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. Pretty simple. We're going to go back to using the nibbler and cut some circles out, but hopefully we can do that tomorrow. Tomorrow's Labor Day, so I think that means you got to work twice as hard. So we'll see if we can get twice as much done. All right. Appreciate you watching. Till next time. Bye.